Hello, in the previous video we looked at graphing lines using slope-intercept form. In this video we'll be graphing lines using x and y intercepts. It's important to note that the x-axis is what runs horizontally left and right. If you notice on the x-axis, if I put any point on the x-axis, no matter where I put it, the x value is 1 here, 5 here, -3 here. The y value though will always be 0 because it falls on the x-axis. So x-intercepts happen when the y equals 0. For a y-intercept falls on the y-axis. So no matter where I put my point, you'll notice that the x happens to be 0. So I'm going to say y-intercepts, go ahead and star this here so you see the difference, happen when x equals 0. So if I'm trying to graph an equation based on intercepts, if I'm trying to find my x-intercept, I'm going to actually make y be 0. So let's start this first one by trying to find my x-intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in 0 for y. So 4 times 0 will just be 0, and I'll be left with that, and I divide by 3. So x will equal 4. So my point will be 4, comma, and then I plug in 0 for y. So I'll come over to my graph, and I'll put a point at 4, 0. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase this part here, and I'm going to go find my y-intercept. The y-intercept happens when x is 0. So 3 times 0 now, minus 4y equals 12. Well, 3 times 0 goes away, so negative 4y equals 12. Divide by negative 4, so y equals negative 3. So my x was 0, and my y was negative 3. So the point is 0, negative 3. And as we learned earlier in the year in geometry, there's a possibility that through any 2 points you can draw a unique line. So through these 2 points, I can draw a line. And that's that equation graphed using intercepts. Let's go ahead and try number 2. Go ahead and pause the video and try graphing this equation using intercepts. The hint is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's start by finding the x-intercept. Find the x-intercept and make the y 0. So negative 2x equals negative 10 divided by negative 2. X equals positive 5. So I get 5, and then 0 is 1 point. Now let's find the y-intercept. This happens when x is 0. So negative 2 times 0 plus 5y equals negative 10. 5y equals negative 10, divide by 5. Y equals negative 2. So my other point then is x was 0 that time and negative 2. Let's graph them. So we have 5, 0, 0, negative 2. And then just connect the dots, the points, and you have your new graph. Let's move on to our third and final problem on here. Once again, I would advise you to pause the video and try it yourself to see if you understand the concept of what we're doing. All right, let's give it a try. I'm going to move the work over here so I don't erase these notes. So x minus 6y equals 6. Let's start by finding our x-intercept. So we're going to go ahead and make y 0. So x minus 6 times 0 equals 6. X equals 6. And you have your x point. So 6, comma, 0. Let's go ahead and find our y-intercept now. To find our y-intercept, x needs to be 0. So 0 minus 6y equals 6. Negative 6y equals 6. Divide by negative 6. Y equals negative 1. So my point there is 0, negative 1. 0, negative 1, and 6, 0. And most of these graphs turned out to be the same, not on purpose, just worked out that way. But just remember that graphs really can be anywhere on the coordinate plane.